Hello and welcome for the month of May around the planet. I'm super excited to introduce and interview Drew Smith. So Drew, thank you for willing to be sharing your life with us and a little bit more you're going to share with us. We're excited about that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me, and I'm excited to sit with you and share my life.
Why don't you tell us what your current job is and how long you've been doing it?
My current position here is the Hyundai service manager. I have been doing it since September of 2025. I've been with the company since November of 23, so just a little under 3 years.
Okay. Tell us what you've done during those 3 years.
So during those 3 years, I was a service advisor. I came in when the building was still under construction,
Right.
And worked as a service advisor for about 6 months, 8 months-ish.
Okay.
And then I became the drive manager. I was the drive manager for 2 months. Then I became the assistant manager, and I was the assistant manager for just under 8 months before I became the service manager. The chips fell into place and fell quickly.
Yeah, that's very quick.
yeah.
Because everybody knows that is not a norm.
That is not a norm.
It's very unusual, and you've done a great job. You obviously have earned each one of those steps.
Yes.
So good for you. Kudos to you on
Thank
that.
you.
But it was quick.
Yes, it was very quick, and it's the chips just happened to fall. And
Yeah.
I have been in the service world since I could 5, 6 years old,
Right.
and it just happened to fall. And I have a great mentor here as our GM, who is the general manager now, but he is like the fixed ops guru in Juan Bowie. So
Right, yeah,
I've
he's
lucked out.
amazing. He's great to give a lot of his experience and share it with you. And
Yes.
So you've done a great job, though.
Thank you.
So what do you say has been the most difficult challenge in part as far as each step? Has it all just been equal, or?
Oh no, definitely not equal. Being a service advisor, you are at a very fast pace, and you have to have your ducks in a row.
Right.
You're dealing with 15 to 20 customers a day, and you have to be able to communicate to all of them. You have to be able to communicate to all the techs.
Right.
In this building, there's roughly 12 to 13 techs out there that you're communicating with. At any given time, you have to be able to communicate to parts. So
Right.
you really have to have your ducks lined out, because things can crumble very fastly.
Right. It's really a big picture thinker, too. I mean, you're like you said, you're really thinking about all of these things.
Correct. You
a
can't
lot.
just zero in on one thing and think
No.
you're going to go fix this one car, because you have 20 other cars that need your attention.
Exactly.
And then you never know when something's going to get towed in, or you need to jump up and help with them. So
Right.
it's very on your feet,
Right.
very multitasking position. And switching over to drive manager was a little bit slower pace, because I wasn't writing for the customers as much. I was down to about 5 or 6 customers a day.
Right.
But then I had 4 employees that I had to kind of get organized in the right direction.
Sure.
And I was dealing with like upset customers, and I was dealing with happy customers, and I started getting more involved with the business side of it.
Right.
As a drive manager slowly, and then it didn't go very long in that position. I went into the assistant manager,
Right.
and then I had to really dive into the business side. So it's a big mind switch.
Right.
It is still very busy. Still a lot going on. Now you're in charge of all 13 technicians, helping them out, plus the 4 advisors. And you're still dealing with customers in certain situations, and you're involved with parts, and you're involved with Hyundai warranty, and
It's a huge job.
Yes, it definitely. So it's just a difference of I call it difference of busy work to business work, and you instead of doing busy work, you're now doing business work.
Right.
And
I know. I
you're-
was going to have you ask you that to share a little bit more, because you said it's so much more to the business side of it, and I think people don't realize everything that goes in that part of it. I don't know if you can share a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. So when you get into the manager side, you have to, at the end of the day, you have to remember this is a business, and the numbers have to add up. Otherwise, nobody would open.
Right.
A McDonald's, a gas station,
Right.
a restaurant, nobody. At the end of the day, it's still a business, and so the numbers have to add up.
Right.
And there's a lot of numbers, and it's not a lot of zeros like you're thinking, but there's 150 cars on the property. There's 28 employees here. So it's a lot of numbers, and then those numbers have to have proof to be able to go to Hyundai if we're asking for warranty work.
Right.
We have something here that's called an MPI video, and customers want to know what's being worked on, and they want to. We want to be transparent as a business, so we have to make sure that the technicians are doing those videos correctly. They're not just running through them and here's a picture of your tire, ma'am, and moving on.
No.
It has to be explained to them.
Right.
So we'd like to be very transparent, and that was something we kind of helped implemented back in 2024. Very strictly was making sure we're transparent in everything we're doing.
Right.
And we brought in a new program at that time called Update Promise.
Okay.
And we had it, every technician has their own tablet, and we had to get them trained on it. We had to get trained on it. So it wasn't necessarily that I was working on, okay, we need to make $1 here, $1 here. It was, how can we be more efficient and more transparent to our customers?
Exactly.
So you're transferring to a business aspect at that point of it, and you're worried about that. And 13 technicians trying to get them all on the same page is like wrangling kindergartens. It is not the funnest thing.
It's not easy. And it's hard because also, if you happen to be more of an introvert, and then I need to make a video all of a sudden, it can be challenging. So, and I've seen the videos, they're very good. You guys have done a great job. I love the video concept because as a customer, I'd be like, oh, I can see that my, filter needs to be cleaned or this or that. You can see everything happening, and I love that transparency. So I'm so glad that we're doing that.
Yes, I am too. Mechanics have had a bad rep over the years, like lawyers and dentists and stuff, but we still need a dentist. We still need a lawyer.
Yes,
and
we
we
do.
still need mechanics. And we, as a company, have decided to get ahead of that by being as transparent as possible. And it was a great change, and it has really benefited. But getting a technician that is more introverted, which most technicians are, and that's why they're technicians, because they just want to be in their cubicle, they want to work, and you just leave them alone.
Right.
And the advisor side of that is the complete opposite.
Exactly.
We want to talk to everybody. We want to be involved in everything.
Right.
And so sometimes those can clash.
Sure, for sure.
And so getting those two to mesh was, it wasn't the easiest task, but now we are over 90% efficient on that on a day-to-day basis.
That is amazing. That's a huge one. Good job. Wow.
Thank you. So that is like the business side as part of like the first stepping stone as like an assistant manager. And that was, I loved being an assistant manager because it kept me on my feet a lot.
Right.
Making the business kind of run.
Right.
Making sure that cars were getting pulled through the drive, making sure cars were going out, making sure that people were here on time, making sure that we had enough staff.
That's a lot.
And so that was the good business side of it.
Right.
And it was a lot like being an advisor, just because it was a constant go. And then stepping into the service manager, I have been a service manager in my previous, so I think that was one of the reasons why the process was probably escalated a little quickly.
Right, you're ready,
hats off to Bowie again. He can see where things are and what people need. Excuse me. And so my counterpart at that time, Mr. Mitch Sandoval, went to Honda.
Right, yes.
Just a quick backstory, Mitch is my neighbor of 15
plus
years.
I didn't know that. Are you serious?
Yeah, not anymore.
I didn't know that.
That's why I came here, and that's...
Oh my gosh.
He lives like literally 4 houses away from... So him and I have been friends for
I did not know that.
15 plus years.
I love it. Oh.
So that's why I ended up coming here was because of Mitch.
Okay.
So him and I are still really good friends, and he went over to the Honda store, so I stepped into his role. And going into a service manager role it's a totally different game changer. It's more of sitting back into the computer and in a way kind of just not putting headphones on literally, but metaphorically speaking, you got to zone into what's going on in that computer.
Right.
You really dive into the pennies of the business. Right. You dive into trying to stay compliant with regulations. We can get audited. We were just audited a week ago, and we passed with flying colors, but that could be a high penalty.
Sure.
If we're doing something wrong, and we don't want to hurt the environment.
No.
We don't want to be doing anything wrong, so we have to stay in compliant, and we also have to stay in compliant with OSHA, which is a safety thing.
Which is huge.
Huge. And we don't want somebody to ever get hurt. That's our number one priority is staying safe. So you dive into those things. but you're also diving into every penny in the business. What's going out, what's coming in, you know, and you're also diving into those employees still, and making sure that they're happy, making sure that we're meeting our requirements as a business to keep them safe and keep them happy, and making sure that we're moving forward as a business. So it's a slower step in a way, but it's a lot more mental. Being a service manager,
the responsibility. Because really, we should clarify. Really, it is its own business.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, that's how it's looked at.
Yes,
service department has their own business.
Yes, and I'm very thankful that the owners allow us to have it as a business because it's the closest you're going to get to owning your own business, which I do own a business, without necessarily having all the responsibilities of owning a business. But it does get ran. I am responsible for everything that happens down there. And
you are.
And whatever happens falls on me.
Yes.
So it's a great thing, but it's a huge responsibility.
It's a huge responsibility.
In a dealership. The service center sells the second, third, and fourth car to the customers.
That's right.
So the longevity of a dealership being successful falls into my lap, technically.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And if we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, you know, that's not a good thing.
No, it's a negative. You know, it really can prevent someone coming back.
Yes.
And buying another car. So it's huge. It all works together, but it's a huge part of the company is the service department.
Yes. And I have been around cars since I was 5-6 years old.
I know we need to talk about that.
A lot of people probably don't remember, especially in this industry, there was gas stations called Amicos. Back in the days, and they weren't gas stations because they were gas stations, but they were also mechanic shops. They had mechanics in there, so you would go to get your gas. You would also get your car fixed there. And
I do remember that.
Yeah, they had 2 or 3 bays or 4 bays, depending on the size of it. They had a car wash attached.
Yes.
Anybody that's in this area, I grew up and was born right here in Golden.
Okay, I didn't know
so anybody that was in this area at 32nd Youngfield, there was an Amico there for the longest time.
Okay.
And my uncle was the owner of that, and my parents were kind of on the backside.
Okay.
So at 6, 7 years old, we had a thing called full service gas.
Okay.
You used to be able to.
I remember full service gas.
Yeah, you used to be able to pull up, and for an extra charge, you didn't have to get out of your car.
Yep.
We would come out.
Get your windows clean.
Get your windows clean.
Yeah.
You would get your gas pumped, and you get it paid for. And at 6, 7 years old, I was out there pumping gas.
Were you really?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, you're a car guy.
I was. Yeah. I bleed cars. And then, you know, as I got older, I started fixing tires.
Okay.
And then since I was the young grunt around there, I had to climb in the car wash pit. And, you know, the car wash got turned on a few times while I was in it, you know, supposedly accidentally.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
You know, but my older brother worked there. And my cousins worked there. So being the young kid, it was, you know, all tricks were played on me. So I've seen the tricks been played.
So you can kind of go with the flow a lot.
Yes. And so I kind of fell in love with cars at that time.
Right.
And I fell in love big time with horsepower and hot rods.
Oh.
There was a mechanic there that had a car that he raced, and I was glued to that thing.
You just loved it.
Yep.
So you're a hot rod guy. Do you have a hot rod?
I currently don't. I've had 3 hot rods.
Oh, wow.
I've had 3 motorcycles, 2 snowmobiles, a 4-wheeler.
Oh, my gosh.
But there's this thing in life that happens, and you have to become a mature dad.
Yeah,
I don't know what
parenting, I know.
Yeah, I don't know what it's all cracked up to be.
Sell the hot rod to buy this, or put your down payment on a house.
Yeah. So that happened in my life. I'm a father of 2.
Okay.
So those have kind of subsided for the time being.
Right.
But I love
you still
cars.
Love it, yeah.
I love hot rods. I love everything about them.
Okay.
It was a huge part of my life. I actually was a co-owner in a shop that we opened up.
Okay.
Back in 2004 with 2 of my friends. The shop is still currently open and operating.
Great. Wow.
And we built hot rods from the ground up. We had a dyno there.
Okay.
You know, we made drag cars was our main priority.
Right.
Everything from the 60s hot rods all the way up to current, you know, hot rods that were coming off the shelf from the Ford and Chevy and Chrysler dealerships.
Very fun.
So I'm a huge hot rod person and just fell in love with cars.
So obviously you like driving fast.
I like driving fast in the appropriate areas.
Yes, you should clarify that.
With, you know, that goes back to that whole dad thing. And my family makes fun of me because I was the kid in the hot rods driving fast, and now I'm the old grump yelling at him, "Why are you driving like that? Be safe out there."
Slow down. What are you doing? Yeah, I love that.
So times have changed, and now I look back at my dad and realize why he was always yelling at us.
Yeah, he's always like, "Stop, stop."
Yeah,
And I know you mentioned you had a family of 6.
Yes, I'm the youngest of 6 kids. Well, there's 3 boys and 3 girls.
That's what we had exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's you don't hear it anymore.
No.
We all start with A's.
Okay, love that.
My original name is Andrew.
Okay.
But I've always been called Drew.
Right.
So all 6 of us are A's, and then 4 of us are born in March.
That's interesting.
Yes. So, and I have a super original last name is Smith.
Right,
So it's
right.
it's very original to Drew Smith.
Yeah, Drew Smith.
Yeah.
Does everyone still live in town?
So yes and no. My oldest sister lives in North California.
Okay.
She was always a traveler. She doesn't have a family.
Yeah.
She's been to Vegas, to Arizona, and she lives in California.
All right.
And then my brother and my 2 sisters are still live right here in Wheat Ridge.
Okay, nice.
With us. So I have one sister that lives up north a little bit.
All right.
And then about 3.5 years ago, I lost a brother.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's part of life.
Yes, it is.
Unfortunately, and you have to be thankful for what you have every day.
Exactly.
My brother was diagnosed with ALS, and he fought for about 7 years. He was kind of my mentor. He was my older brother, so he was like 3 years older. I grew up close hand in hand playing sports with him, chasing him around.
Yeah.
But
a rough disease. I had a good friend that had that too and died from it.
It is. It's a
horrible.
Your mind is fully there, and you just can't move.
I know.
But we were very lucky that we got the time with him that we did. It went slow, and he fought really hard.
Yep.
So now there's 5 of us here. But I'm really close with my brother. I was just my oldest brother. He still lives right here in Wheat Ridge, and him and I are really close.
Good.
My 2 sisters that are here, we're really close.
Nice.
With them.
Nice.
And we just we have big holiday gatherings.
I was just going to say, how many kids do they all have? How big is your?
So my one brother has 2 daughters. My one sister up north has a daughter and a son.
Okay.
And then my other sister has 1 son.
Okay.
So, and then I have my 2 kids.
Right.
So the holidays get a little hectic.
Yep. No one did the 6 kids though.
No. That is.
We didn't either.
It is crazy to think.
It's crazy.
At 2, I want to pull my hair out, and it falls out fast enough on its own. So I do not need to.
I know it's
Two boys is crazy to have, and
it is.
And then my older brother has 2 daughters who are older, and I get to hear his horror
Exactly.
stories.
Everybody says, "Oh, I think boys are easier. Oh, I think girls are easier." It's all the same.
Yeah, they're kids.
Honestly, they're kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I'm born and raised right here. Graduated from Wheat Ridge High School.
Okay.
I was born at the original Lutheran Hospital.
Okay, yeah.
In there, and then went to school right here. And
nice.
I love this area.
Yeah, I
don't
know.
plan on leaving the Golden Wheat Ridge area.
It's so pretty out here.
Yes, it's very pretty, and the weather, I love it. Today
I do
it's
too.
Snowing, raining.
I know. It's snowing.
Yeah. And tomorrow could be 80.
I know. It's so true. Yeah. It's grown so much, the whole Golden area.
Yes, it definitely has continued to grow and adapt with the time changes. We have a light rail.
I know.
That goes from Golden all the way to downtown.
Nice.
So we have, a lot
Golden's
of fun
kept
things.
up.
Golden has kept up. And they've kept, to a degree, that small town.
Right.
Going down Main Street.
It still feels, doesn't it still feel
I
like
miss
that?
Foss Drugs a lot. I wish I could have taken my kids there.
Oh, I don't think I ever went there.
It was a huge, store.
Okay.
But they had, everything.
Yeah.
And it was the original kind of store for Golden.
Okay.
They had, toys and pinball machines.
Everything.
And then,
I love that.
Now it's been changed and stuff, but going to downtown Golden and the restaurants and the atmosphere, and that's fun.
Very lively still.
Yes.
Great farmers market. They have a lot going on. We should let everybody know, because Golden has a lot going on.
They do.
We used to do it in our Facebook post, is to do what was going on that weekend.
Yeah.
Because there was always something.
Yeah, there's always something. There's the farmers markets that happen the first Saturday of the summer months. So May, June, July, and August. There's the hot rod show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they it's kind of been dubbed the $1 Million Weekend.
I didn't know that. When is it?
It's the first Saturday of the month.
Oh, of every month.
Of just the summer months. So it starts really May, June, July,
and that's
August.
Hot Rod.
Yeah, so all the way from the Sonic at King Soopers, all the way down to the Golden High School.
Okay.
They park cars and people cruise up and down.
Okay, I'm going to go check it out.
Yes, be patient because the traffic is very slow.
Yeah.
We usually try to park somewhere around the King Soopers and just get out and walk and go look at all the cars.
I love it.
I mean, if I had to guess, I would say roughly 50,000 people.
Oh my God, it's huge. Every month is like that?
Yes. That's why they call it the $1 Million Weekend, because of the tax money that it brings into Golden.
Okay.
It's unbelievable, and you'll see every kind of car from
I can't wait.
$1 million new exotic cars to original Model A's.
I love that. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to go.
So it's definitely a cool time to go check out and see all of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a great time.
That's great.
So yeah, it's still just part of the hot rod world and being a part of that.
Right. That's awesome.
And being part of Golden and the Wheat Ridge area is pretty much my whole life.
I love that you stayed and you're loyal and that's who you are.
Yes, yep, definitely stayed, and some of my high school friends are still here that I've been friends with for over 30 years. So I'm born and bred right here.
That's awesome. So let me ask you a question. Since you were the baby of 6, what is the best/worst prank that was ever done to you?
Probably the best/worst would be that my older brother and his friends thought that tying me to their golden retriever and throwing the ball for the dog to go get was hilarious to them.
It is. How old were you?
Oh, I was probably 5 or 6 at the time, and they.
I shouldn't be laughing. It's a funny visual.
It is. They thought that they could get me to ride the dog, and I bounced all around and came out beat and bruised from that. And my parents wanted answers, and my brother's like, I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he fell down.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that one sticks in my mind.
That's a fun story, though. That is funny.
That one sticks very well. It was a different time, obviously, back then.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm so thankful to grow up in that time because we didn't have cell phones.
No,
there wasn't cameras
Oh, my gosh.
Everywhere you went.
Yeah.
And so we got to really be outside. We didn't have a dinner time. It was when the street lights came on.
Yep.
Our neighborhood was packed full of kids, and you just looked for where the bikes were at if you were out with your parents and you went to that house when you got home.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't get to text somebody and ask them, hey, what are we doing tonight?
I know. I know. It's so different now.
Yes. So like my kids are, hey, can we see if Johnny wants to come play? And can you text his parents? I'm like, can you just go over there and knock on the door?
Just go, just go ask him. Yeah. That's fun, though.
So, being the youngest, there was definitely some torture applied.
Right, yeah.
But it made me stronger and resilient.
It does. It's just a love that they show in a different way.
Yes.
Of course, I'm a middle child, so I can say that.
Yeah. Yes, I have a sister that's a middle child.
Yeah.
And she is... She's a riot. She definitely keeps the life of the family moving.
That's great. Drew, thank you so much for willing to share your life with us. It was so interesting to get to know you a little bit better. I loved it, so thank you, and we really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you very much. I appreciated coming and sitting down with you and getting to know you more, finding out we have a lot of things in common. I know. And I appreciate the time you took from your day to give me. Well, thank you so much. You're welcome.